Hi, my name is John Castilla, and we are Team 6, otherwise known as Global Inc. With me are Emmanuel Dillon, Eleanor Mabuka, Jennifer Zaino, and David Raj. And the purpose of our study was to determine what causes an employee to remain committed to their organization. To determine this, we each asked our friends, coworkers, different questions. And these coworkers and friends came from different cultural, ethnical backgrounds, different age groups, and different educational levels. We asked them general, open-ended questions that weren't too intrusive, but allowed us to see their sense and their opinion about company commitment. But these questions did not lead into any one particular direction. Questions such as, was there a time in your career when you felt particularly committed to an organization? And what factors were at play to make you feel that? From these questions, we compiled the responses together and developed 3 hypotheses. To go further into our hypothesis, I'm going to turn over to Emmanuel Dillon. Emmanuel?
Thank you, Johnny. To elaborate on the hypothesis, firstly, we were able to identify 3 hypotheses. 1 has to do with compensation, 2 has to do with company culture, 3 career growth. Based upon the analysis of our hypothesis, or the outcome of the hypothesis, we were able to come up with these. And in terms of compensation has to do with as to whether the employees within the organizations are satisfied with the pay in totality. When we're talking about pay, we're talking about benefits, in general. And when it comes to company culture, we're able to find out as to whether the individuals within the company are satisfied with the culture, the manner in which the company is being run, the behavior of the individuals that are supervising them. Thirdly, we're able to come up with career growth that has to do with as to whether the individuals within the organizations are satisfied with the level of growth, as to whether there is a path to growth within the organization. Not stopping there, we were also able to identify 3 independent variables that has to do with compensation, company culture, and career growth. Like I previously said, compensation in totality has to do with pay in general. And company culture has to do with as to whether the organization is treating the individuals within the organization fairly or kindly, as we could put it. And career growth has to do with whether there is a path to growth, as to whether the company has the desire to promote education by providing scholarships and so forth for the employees. Based upon that, there were other findings that came up, and to elaborate on that, I'll pass the floor over to my colleague, Eleanor. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Hi, my name is Eleanor Mabuka, and I'm going to talk about the survey that we put in place with my teammate. We created a survey from scratch, so we had 24 statements. To give you an example of the statement, one of them will be, I will be very happy to continue to spend the rest of my career with my organization. Another one will be, I believe that I earn a fair wage for the work that I do for my organization. And the third one will be, I believe in the mission and the vision of my organization. To talk about the demographic background of the people we passed the survey to, our sample size was 30 participants. Our respondent age was between 25 years old and 63 years old. 52% were male and 47% were female. and most of the participants were African American and Caucasian. What was interesting regarding their education, 17 participants had a college degree, they had an undergrad degree, 6 of them had a master or a PhD degree, 4 of them had an associate degree, and 3 of them had a high school degree. We also noticed that the tenure of those participants at the organization, 43% of them have been employed with the same organization from 0 to 4 years. 33% of the participants work for the same organization for 5 to 9 years, and 17% of the participants have been employed for with the same organization for 15 to 20 years. So those results were compiled together in graphs. And now I will pass the floor to Jennifer, who's going to talk about statistical analysis.
Thank you, Elena. Jennifer Zano. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about the statistical analysis we did to support our conclusions. So while we measured statistical reliability against the survey question responses themselves, we found that the dependent variables normative and affective commitment, as well as the independent variable cultural satisfaction, measured at or above 0.8, which is ideal for establishing significant reliability. The independent variables for career growth measured much lower at 0.27, and compensation measured moderately at 0.58. We definitely took those lower reliability scores into consideration when we evaluated our correlation coefficients. We found no significant correlation between continuance commitment and any 3 of our independent variables, which was quite disappointing. We did find a moderate correlation between normative commitment and both compensation and career growth, as well as a correlation between affective commitment and career growth, the common denominator obviously being career growth. We found that very surprising because initially for our hypothesis, we thought there would be a correlation between affective commitment and company cultural satisfaction. We reviewed the scatter plots for all of the correlations for the dependent variables and against our independent variables. We definitely saw the positive correlation slope for normative commitment and career growth, as well as affective commitment and career growth, with a larger grouping around affective commitment and career growth. So in saying that, I will hand it off to David Raj, who will give you our conclusion and give you some great recommendations.
Thank you, Jennifer. Hi, I'm David. Our conclusions are actually based on the results and analysis of our survey data. And we can positively reject all the hypotheses that are related to continuous commitment and company culture and satisfaction. The hypothesis that had the strongest correlation was the career growth and the potential, which showed a positive correlation between the normative and affective commitment. So our recommendations could be based on all these factors, and continuous normative commitment is something that we strongly recommend. As an organization, you want to retain your employee to be part of your company for a longer period of time. In order to invest, you want to invest on the processes and career growth opportunities. And I would strongly recommend that helping, training and educating your employee and putting all investment in the career growth will strongly recommend. And thank you once again for everything.